Awesome. Little Roxbury action, too. Let's do a taunt. Ooh, oh! The shaky hand, yes. Finger of death. Awesome. Let's take a look at base stats. Anything weird on here? Attacks per second. Okay, we're pretty fast. Attack damage, 122. Let's get a frame of reference for that. Let's grab... Okay, so we got Valera here. Damage, 82. But she attacks not too much faster, actually. She's also dual-wielding. Let's take a look at another one of our dual-wield characters at range. 78, that would make sense. Let's look at a level 1 Butcher, perhaps. That's probably not the perfect... And the T, there it is. 145 compared to the 122. And that's only going to go up in stacking. Let's take a look at Thrall. He can enhance his own attack speed, so he's got a bit more on him. Zeratul, I'm trying to find a good... We're pretty close on Zeratul. How are we looking health-wise? Health points, 2,000. So more than Zeratul, certainly. Illidan, also attacking pretty fast. Oh, his attacks are actually pretty slow, then. Yeah, our dual-wielding characters here are getting more than one attack a second. He's actually doing slightly less than one attack a second. Damage is higher than the fast guys, though. But still... Sitting on quite a bit of health, so I guess kind of the closest thing we're seeing to him might be Valera in terms of health, pseudo damage, and probably movement. What's Ragnaros got? He's got a lot of health. Yeah. He attacks even slower, but even bigger. The bee animation? Oh yeah, we never do that one. Nothing. Ooh. Well, he does fade out there, and that's kind of nice. Poor horse. Death riding on his back. Let's start smacking things. Let's feel that attack speed. Real surprised to see how low it is for a dual-wielding hero. Cool. There's the big old mark. Oh, he just kind of, yeah. I guess that's how you would have to swing those weapons. They can't be very effective. And that's so you can grab the stalk of grain and hack at the bottom peasant style. Though it is an interesting choice. We've all seen too many deaths with the big old giant scythe. That mark is Reaper's Mark. Basic attacks afflict non-structured targets with Reaper's Mark for 4 seconds. Marked enemies are revealed and take damage equal to 2.5 of their maximum health every 1 second. That thing's probably not the best show. It does have a ton of health, and who knows what sort of percent that's sitting on there. But it says non-structures. So let's go ahead and do the horrifying experiment here. Alright, they're both marked up. And it gives a little flash as it fades. You can really feel that slower attack speed. It's going to be an actually pretty slow stutter step. You have a lot of time to reposition yourself. And it works on a boss. It sure does. Wow, look at that amount of poison damage, actually. Now, granted, I did disengage the boss by dying. It's just a pair of shoulder pads and weapons at the end of the day. Aren't we all in Heroes? Aren't we all in Blizzard lore? Just a pair of weapons and shoulder pads. But look at that. Look at that damage. It's a sizable chunk. 95, 95, 95. Oh, so this thing actually has the exact same health as a boss, it would seem, or at least maximum health. Every 1 second. For 4 seconds. That's quite a bit of damage. So one auto attack gets you 122 plus a 95 tick, and then 4 of those. So actually you kind of are sitting on Butcher level damage as that level 1. You just don't have any clothes that we know of yet. Let's continue. It kind of Lily turned off abilities going on down here. Looks like they all interact with my Reaper's Mark. Yep, they sure do. So let's talk about the one first here that is a activatable. 50 mana. Oh, yes, I have mana. 500 of it at the moment. Mana regeneration is 3. So normal, abouts. No armor or anything like that. No bonus movement speed at the moment. After a fourth of a second, unleash a wave of dark mist that applies Reaper's Marks to enemies hit. Well, hooray for clarity, I guess we could say here. Really, in terms of heroes that we've met already, really odd that they would even include that it has a delay on its cast, because this thing appears to be instant. I mean, certainly they don't have a delay listed on Dahaka and his tongue. So that's basically instant as far as we know it from heroes. Nice that they've been clear with us there. But yeah, if something's in melee, you're going to hit it. That's really thin, though, which does surprise me. I guess it is a base ability. Huh. Kind of has a look to it, but there's no rolling skulls in there. They put the picture here. Sadly, though, they won't just go around causing havoc, taking up the entire map as people try to battle you for about 10-15 minutes, like you do an old World of Warcraft boss raid, but certainly a Diablo boss on higher difficulty. Alright, so I put a mark on them, and my first interaction is to soul rip. Extracting soul from nearby enemies afflicted by Reaper's Mark, dealing damage, and healing Malthael for a set number. Heroic targets also heal Malthael for an additional 3% of the hero's maximum health in range. So if I put this mark and then like run for it and get out of range, it does self-turn off. Excellent. What's the cost on this? 20? Wow, 2 seconds? Huh. Does it remove the mark? No? Looks like the mark does stay on. So I'm getting little soul heals here, but my mark is fading, so it's not refreshing or anything like that. Let's go ahead and turn on the minion wave here, take a little bit of damage, but I get a soul from nearby enemies afflicted. So if I do, let's say I hit that whole thing, right as it comes together. Oh, a little shallow there. All right, let's see how much healing that is. Let's go down. Take some hits. Look at this eager beaver having at me. All right, so I'm pretty low, and I hit 3 minions with a thing, and it's okay. That's okay. Let's get something like a Lost Vikings out here and see if hitting heroes, even tiny heroes like this, will give us a bigger heal. Still at half health. Hit them with that Death Stroud. And I'll move in, see if I can get a little health off them. But it is percent based, 3%, so I'm not going to get a huge heal out of this. So basically, I'll sustain myself in combat. I'm not actually going to regenerate health that I'm previously missing. Yeah, I slightly sustain myself. Let's do it on someone bigger, though. Let's go ahead and get the biggest thing we can. Let's get a Cho'Gall. Does that even work in this mode? Is Cho even listed? I guess that makes sense. Let's do Diablo, then. And see what 3% off him feels like. With the 46 that I've already gathered. So here's a big pile of lane minions. For science one more time. Oh, hit them all. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I did get an orb in there, so that complicated things a little bit. Let's put another mark on him. Oh my god. Well, goodbye, Diablo. But I'm not sustaining myself, which is really interesting to me. And granted, with level 20 talents or whatever spreads around Reaper's Mark, this could become more sustainable, but this isn't that crazy. Is this how I'd kind of do it? So I get one attack on Diablo. Look at him just, well, he's in tower range right now, so he's being dumb. He's being dumb, but it does appear that he gets a little rocked by my biz. Let's go and see what's going on with Wraith Strike. Instantly teleport through an enemy afflicted by Reaper's Mark, dealing 64 damage and refreshing Reaper's Mark. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of juggling. Does it have a range? It does. But it is active regardless of if I'm in range. Ooh. Neat. So it doesn't auto-activate because I can afflict everything but structures with my mark. So I do have to choose. If I have these two going, still choose to go there. I love that it kind of appears behind him, though. I thought it would be a dash through. Instant teleport through an enemy. Not that I would appear behind them. Now let's test. It's behind them based on where I am, yes? Cool. Let's try this again. From up here. Awesome. So it's very clear. I know exactly where I'm going to end up. About where Illidan does after a dive. Or a Chen does. Kind of interesting that it's not just reactivatable, but it does work on anything, doesn't it? Enemies afflicted with Reaper's Mark. Okay, so if I'm engaged in a fight like this, and I'm like, crud, I need to run, but I want to be tricksy, I could do that. Non-structured, so I can't use the walls like an Illidan could, but I could absolutely use my lane minions. Like that hover. If it was anyone else but Malthael, it would be cheap, but totally works. So let's say, for instance, that I am being crazy aggressive and I'm in some sort of battle up front here. I can continue my battle to the last second and then end up, yeah. How do I get that far out in the first place? Kind of hard to say. This does refresh it. So how often would I let this bounce around and then sort of do nothing but refresher casts of things? As I sort of work on other things and then just make sure that one little mark stays on my guy. Gee, even a big lane like that without a hero to just, that's well balanced. I'm impressed.
Well done.
I thought that would be a little OP, but it's really, really tiny. Even with the 3%, unless you're hitting that whole team. Alright, basic abilities underway. We have some neat little strategies to maybe get away due to creativity. Let's see what we can work into it. Death's Reach. Increase Wraith Strike's range by 35%. What's Wraith Strike? It is my... Oh, cool. Let's go ahead and set up our nice little circle here. Cool. Let's increase it by 30%. Well, you know, I mean, 20% on Nazebo's range is what I love. And I'm giving up, ultimately, some mid-game, late-game damage for it. And I still love it. So, who knows what that... I mean, this does mean now that as I'm attacking this guy, I won't have to take that step to teleport that distance. So that actually seems pretty good for escapability. Still a little bit of a step with that guy. Let's go ahead and get a fresh Malthael.
Choose a talent.
On a Pale Horse. That's a Death Knight talent. Gain an additional 20% movement speed while mounted. Nice. That's pretty good. Dismount you. 30%. Cool. Let's take it to 50%. And I'm running. Oh, it is noticeable. I wonder how much of an impact that'll have. Because this is part of that equation, right? If you look at the esports scene, China has 3-minute shorter games than NA has. For the most part, if you do the averages. That's because those players are more effective. They make their decisions faster. They waffle less. They get their kills sooner. The games are shorter. So the faster you arrive somewhere, or the more regeneration you have, any of these sort of factors that keep you on the field or get you somewhere sooner means you have a greater impact, means you take that Merc camp 3 seconds sooner than it previously was taken, which means ultimately you win the game. That could be a really powerful talent, and it could be what we all end up on, but I really like that Death's Reach. And I guess we do have a lot of two-lane map rotations going on right now, so it may not be as powerful for the time being. Certainly maybe Warhead Junction. Fear the Reaper. You got globals too, like I'm talking about mount speed, like it's incredible. Yeah, there are people who can teleport across the entire map. Fear the Reaper. Cooldown 25 seconds. Activate to increase movement speed by 25% and pass through other units for 4 seconds. That is good. That is good. That seems dangerous. Wouldn't I rather play a little smarter and avoid adding another button to a sort of keyboard build? But let's see, because moving through heroes is always nice. So let's say for some reason I sort of Genji'd this thing wrong and I teleport in early and I want to walk past Diablo. Yep, I get body blocked on him, certainly. So instead what I do is I teleport in, I get my sweet hit, and then when it's time to run, I just hit my one button and goes through anybody for 4 seconds. And then, of course, there it is turning off again. Well, I mean, this actually may be a better talent for your allies, right? How often are you really body blocked in a sweet way, in a powerful way by enemies? Probably just use it in case you take Malthael early on or even late into a heavy heavy melee team. Because you are melee, this would be... All your ranged abilities are based off either hitting a delayed shot Death Shroud or getting an auto attack out first. So he could really suffer in a clumped environment, which would make that talent very good. Cool, so situational, map-based, that's healthy, absolutely. I think Death's Reach is my favorite so far, because I want to be teleporting around all the time. I want to do cute things. I want to be ethereal. I want to make people think I'm doing one thing, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm somewhere else doing something else. They didn't expect that. Now they're dead. All right, okay. Let's go to level 4.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Let's do Death's Reach for now. The rest of them will all be quite incidental. Die Alone. Soul Rip deals 75% more damage if it only hits one hero. Well, it is only one hero, so I can hit any number of lane minions. Level 4, initial laning phase is over, so doing more damage to a single target isn't as powerful as maybe this talent sitting later on in a more powerful version at 16. Still could be interesting, though. Let's see the damage on it. 117. My auto attacks at level 4 now are 137. I don't know if increasing the single target damage of that is going to be worth it, but let's do it on Diablo here. Let's go ahead. We'll Die Alone. We'll hit him up with this does apply Reaper's Mark, though, so it does deal damage. So we'll just kind of shoot him with the long-range version of things. Go in. Get ourselves 117 damage, just like it says there in the sheet. So if I up that damage by 75%, what do I get? Look like 117, but with a bonus on it? Ah, there we go. 205 shows as a crit. So you're actually not getting a ton of damage out of there. And you don't increase your healing. We'll have to see what it's up against then.
Choose a talent.
Throwing Shade. That seems like a tilted saying. Someone would use for when you're just being a bummer. You're throwing shade, man. Hitting 20 heroes with Death Shroud. Permanently increase Death Shroud's range by 33% and reduce its cooldown by 2. 2? 50? 30? 20. It is expensive, for sure. Cooldown. So decreasing the cooldown, does that mean I am trying to avoid missing more? Range by 33. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up with a little laser here. All right. Touching the mercenary there. What? Death Shroud's range? Permanently increase Death Shroud. Oh, reward. Oh, right. I got to complete a quest. I have to hit 20 heroes with Death Shroud first. There we go. So it goes a bit further. If I'm going to do that, I probably want Death's Reach anyway, but... Okay. Both underwhelming talents, but they're both at level 4, so nothing wrong with that. Black Harvest. Apply Reaper's Mark to heroes for a total of 150 seconds. Permanently increase Reaper's Mark duration by 2 seconds. That sounds pretty damn good, since I'll be running as sort of poison dot everybody as though I was Lunara. Oh my god, is he the melee partner to Ariel? Could that be a thing? I think he might be. I think this might be a really good Ariel partner. I like that idea. Let's see what that feels like. Because it's heroes, right? So he's got a mark on him. 1, 2, yeah, okay. Cool. Let's just make sure. I don't see why I wouldn't, but let's make sure. Let's go to that Lost Vikings again. Get him out here and make sure that we do get multiple stacks for multiple heroes all at once. Spreading that around. I mean, that could be really easy to do if I'm going to be taking something like Tormented Soul later on. That would absolutely be completed and then get my bonus 2 seconds. All right, so there. Boom, across you guys. Yeah, look at it go. I do have to get 150, though. That could take a while. But certainly doesn't seem impossible if you're solo laning against 3 Lost Vikings. I'm cheating a little bit here. Okay, I like that one. For now, all 3 of these seem a little underwhelming, but it is a very powerful base kit. Could be kind of a Genji situation going on at the moment. Let's go to 7. There certainly
Choose a
are some
talent.
talent stacks
Choose a talent.
that are starting to become available, particularly
Choose
if
a
I'm thinking
talent.
about this Black Harvest. Maybe even the Throwing Shade, but we'll see what happens later on. I'll go
Choose a
Black Harvest for
talent.
now. Cold Hand. Soul Rip slows enemies by 20% for 2.5 seconds. 20% is about the baseline as slow you can get. It's okay. If your team altogether is lacking any slows, it's a great pickup. Most heroes are going to apply a greater slow than 20%, maybe even on their base kit. So you'll often just be overridden if you take a 20% slow talent. Still, it is a slow. You will need to actually hit things. That could make things easier. Soul Rip slows. So that would be this guy. 2-second cooldown, 20 mana. Slows enemies, all enemies. So it's an area effect slow, actually. That gives it a lot more points. I was thinking it was maybe on Reaper's Mark or Wraith Strike. Wraith Strike? Yeah. So that's pretty good. 20%. Mortality. When damaging a hero, Wraith Strike deals bonus damage equal to 4% of that hero's maximum health. Oh, man. Why? Ouch. Holy crap. That seems good. Let's go ahead and get old Dibbles out here. Poor Dibbles is going to take it to the face with a 4% hit. So I'm just farming the lane, you know, like you do. Waiting on Dibbles to appear. Here he comes. I'll hit him with the Shroud. Did it work? I guess it is a single strike, so it doesn't apply in poison like my mark does. Oh, wow. There's a couple numbers in there. Let's go to real slow like so we can see all those numbers pop up. So there goes the Shroud. Okay. The poison's ticking. 86 ago. Teleport to him. 78. Okay, so the 87 is part of... he's going to die to minions, it looks like. I'll probably die to my next attack, actually.
Enemy slain.
So 141 was his health-based damage. Let's go ahead and do it on this guy as well, since that'll have a boss-like health, but this only affects heroes? Heroes. 192, 178 for the tick, 120 for the current tick, because it's got more health than Diablo. It's got boss levels health. So the fact that that's burst damage is even more interesting to me, though technically I kind of like it to be poison damage just because poisons are awesome and look cool, and I love poisons. In general, I love putting on the sunglasses as they walk away and explode in some distant bush. But that adds burst damage to his kit. More giant killer damage, too. Good thing they didn't go through and do a rework for... Oh, well, Stitches did get a little touched up, didn't he? There could be a lot of dead Stitches. Actually, Stitches regeneration, though. There's going to be a lot of damage. There's going to be a lot of high damage Malthaels. Who knows if they'll actually equal kills at the end of the day to someone like Stitches. Touch of Death. Here's that healing talent. Activate to reduce healing received by heroes afflicted by Reaper's Mark by 50%. Oh, I thought this was like an area effect explosion. But it's Reaper's Mark for 4 seconds.
Choose a talent.
Death's Reach.
Choose a talent.
Black Harvest
Choose
for
a
now. Let's do
talent.
Touch of Death. So if I got my Diablo, he's running for it. Ooh, he's going to be out of range. I just want to see what the effect looks like. Cool, there's a mark for Diablo. And as it ticks down... how long does this last? 4 seconds? There it is. So there's the symbol, independent from the actual mark. And that's a dead Diablo off a single auto attack. But he wasn't sitting on a lot of health, was he? Go!
A killing blow.
Let's get back up to normal speed here. It's a situational pick. It's a situational pick, but I'd probably pick Mortality in most situations. I'm a little concerned about getting out the hits on people who are actually being healed at that current time. Maybe, of course, against Morales. You'll have an easier time along those lines. Let's go to 10.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
So far, Death's
Choose a
Reach,
talent.
Black
Choose
Harvest.
a talent.
I like
Choose
Mortality.
a talent.
Tormented Souls. 100 mana, 80-second cooldown, gain 20 armor, and unleash a torrent of souls, continually applying Reaper's Mark to nearby enemies for 4 seconds. Kerrigan or Lily Cups? Okay. Let's try it again, now with casting things during it. Just completed my quest for more duration on those marks. Let's go ahead and toggle the cooldowns off. Oh yeah, cool. I can absolutely auto-attack. Which means, much like Kerrigan, what I'll likely do is activate it on whatever the fight is I'm having at the moment, and then teleport over to the other thing that I want, the more squishy target, and be a part of that for a bit. 20 armor ain't bad. Yeah, this would make you a big old target. Most people should probably just run for it. It's a timed ability after all. Just run away until he's done. It lasts 4 seconds? Yeah, pretty darn short. Applying Reaper's Mark, though. And I did complete my quest here, which gives me an extra 2 seconds of its duration. Is this all enemies? Not just heroes? All enemies. All non-structure enemies. Just applying that mark to them.
Choose a talent.
Let's see what the other one is.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose
Last
a talent.
Rites. Quest on it. Quest on a heroic. Apply a death sentence to enemy heroes that, after 2 seconds, deals damage equal to 50% of their maximum, or their missing health. Enemies killed while under the effect of Last Rite permanently reduce the cooldown by 5 seconds to a minimum of 15 seconds. Apply death enemy hero. Okay, cool. So you can't farm this off of lane minions. Just checking. Just to be sure. Gotta check it out. Let's get old Dibbles out here. Now, the math on this, I've heard, works out to be about 33% is where you want to get them at, but 25 being the safest. So let's just go ahead and, well, I guess we'll apply it to Diablo here. Teleport in on him. Get a little heal for our trouble. Keep on working him down. And is that enough? He's got the Malthael.
That was rather
That's pretty slick
entertaining.
looking. Sort of haunts him and then comes in for the kill. Nice little heal there off the lane minions. But what is this costing me at the end of the day? Let's go ahead and turn off those cooldowns here. Let's do it again to Diablo. Let's use it a little earlier this time. 50% of missing health. So let's try it at 50% then. I got him down to about that 25 there. Should be a kill.
Well done.
A little enthusiastic. I really think this is going to be an expensive way to dispatch people. But I can just take it easy in lane here.
Killing spree.
Just make sure that... Let's actually do the 50% this time. Not going to lie, I'm going to try to reactivate like a Sylvanas Haunting Wave whenever I use that. So about 50% there, and cool. Yep, so it takes him about down half of that. Missing health makes sense, 50%. 50% of the missing health would be about 25%. 33 is what I've been told the math is. And I'll believe it because I was told it when it comes to math. Cool. 2-second delay, though. Pretty visually clear to the rest of the team that so-and-so is in dire need of healing, protection. Whatever you can do to dispel that. Dispellable. Would it be dispellable? What a bizarre thing to worry about. You know, whenever they come out with new heroes, our minds immediately start going nuts, and we're thinking, oh my god. I mean, Zool probably one of my favorite examples, but oh my god, what are we gonna do? Basic attacks, deal area effect. The whole team is gonna have their attack speed reduced by 40%. Oh my god, we'll never beat him. We'll never beat him. And then he falls out of the meta. He's got no place. Blackheart's Bay coming back in rotation, though. Could be Zool time. I'm excited, possibly, maybe. We'll see if he hasn't completely fallen out. But where is Abolish Magic? There it is down here at the bottom. No cost, 35-second cooldown. Target ally, remove all damage over time effects and disable effects. It's a level 20, though, from them and Lunara for 2 seconds after the duration of dispel effects is reduced by 50%. Yeah, so no one's going to be able to take that. We don't have another dispel outside of cleanse, and cleanse wouldn't get rid of it. I don't think... I mean, Zarya clearly might be a pretty good Malthael count. All that poison damage going, giving you shields. Really easy to get that in there. But no real effective way to actually dispel Malthael's business. And I don't even know if that would work on Last Rites, because that's damage over time that she's negating and getting rid of. Not necessarily. And then it's a level 20, so it doesn't even come into play. Enemies killed while under the effect of last rites permanently reduce the cooldown by 5 seconds to a minimum of 15 seconds. So 75-second cooldown, minimum of 15, 60, 30. You have to kill 30 heroes? Is that true? No. Yeah? No. No. That's too much. Either way, you have to get a lot of kills. There's a lot of kills that have to be done here. Caster math, after all. Streamer math. Let's go 13.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Still
Choose
digging
a
that Death's
talent.
Reach, Black Harvest.
Choose a
Let's do
talent.
the Mortality. Still
Choose a
working down that right.
talent.
Last Wipe
Choose
because
a
it's sexy.
talent.
But I think this Tormented Souls could absolutely have a place, depending, once we get in the game. What's this cost? This is 100 mana and 100 mana. Jeez, he's going to be out of mana, in my opinion, of what I'm seeing so far. Siphon Soul. Increase the Soul Rip bonus healing from heroes to 4% of the hero's maximum health. Just taking up a single percent. Yeah, well, that might help out. Ethereal Essence. Let's go ahead and give this a shot while we're here. Now, of course, our actual damage has gone up as we're now level 13 as opposed to our early levels. So tough to know what that would actually give. This may be another underwhelming talent healer.
Choose
Let's
a talent.
continue.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Ethereal Existence. Gain 15 physical armor per enemy hero afflicted by Reaper's Mark up to a maximum of 45. Wow. So I get 6 seconds of armor? 45 maximum armor. What's the other one? This was increase the range. Cooldown. Which one of those would I want? My guess would be duration. Is it just enemies? Last right. Oh, there's the number right there. Not 30, 12. It even took care of the math for me. Gain 15 physical armor. Enemy hero. Per enemy hero. Is it appearing on my physical armor? 15. Oh, it's only physical. 15 physical. And it doesn't actually display anywhere, which is kind of interesting. So the enemy team doesn't know that I'm armored up. Just the physical damage, after all, but could cause some... the physical kind of takes the wind from my sails.
Choose a talent.
We'll see what happens, but
Choose a talent.
kind of bums
Choose
me
a
out.
talent. Choose a talent.
Inevitable End. Activate to become unstoppable for 2 seconds, but remove all active Reaper's marks. 2 seconds of unstoppable. 2 seconds, huh? 4 seconds of throwing a fit. That should be uninterruptible since I can continue to cast. Yeah, Kerrigan's not interruptible with a stun during her Maelstrom, so why would Tormented Souls be? And then Last Rites. Doesn't have anything to do with that. What was my move through heroes? Fear the Reaper, 4 seconds, 25-second cooldown, 30 seconds. Unstoppable for 2 seconds. 4, 2, and about the same cooldown. Don't get snagged by Varian. Talent. Situational. Another very situational level. Shroud of Wisdom. After 2 seconds, gain 50 spell armor for 4 seconds. Ah, okay, here we go. So a little bit more sustain, anti-physical, anti-spell, unstoppable. Kind of the kitchen sink level, isn't it? Let's go Inevitable End. I figured maybe that's what we would go with if we have no idea, or maybe Soul Siphon, but I'm not putting any points in the Soul Siphon so far.
Choose a
Good
talent.
choices, though. Holy
Choose a
crud.
talent.
Really get to be
a
situational on
talent.
this guy, both
Choose a
at 7
talent.
and 13 in terms of
Choose a
survivability or
talent.
damage.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Soul Collector. How's Malth's HP compared to other melee assassins? We talked about it a little ago. It is in a good place. His starting HP is around Valera levels. Certainly not Butcher, certainly not Thrall, which is kind of funny because they have perhaps more intense healing. But you are attacking slower than your dual wielders. So Vala's, Valera's, they're all going to attack a little bit quicker. But you're sitting around that sort of squishy but not health range. You're a melee assassin, and your health reflects it. Soul Collector. Reduce Soul Rip's cooldown by half a second and increase its range by 50%. Cool. That should lead to more things. Giving me heals. Big fights. 16. 16. This isn't exactly the skill I'm probably concerned about. Wow, I need to be really careful with Death Shroud. That's so expensive. But Soul Rip could mean survivability in a situation where I would be dead otherwise.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Doesn't matter.
Choose a talent.
Massacre.
Choose a talent.
Wraith Strike hits an area. Wraith Strike now damages and applies Reaper's Mark to enemies around its target. That's pretty good. Let's give it a shot. That didn't tell me anything. Let's go ahead and get Diablo out here. So I have to teleport to the struck target first. So in order to, just for fancy's sake here, let's go ahead and put a mark on Diablo. Kind of wait for a little bit till it starts flashing and... Oh, I didn't take the talent again. There we go. All right. There you go, Diablo. Flashy flash. Running out of duration and... Neat. That's pretty good for damage. I really like Wraith Strike. I think that's an awesome ability. Poor Diablo. Equal level, too. Ouch. Memento Mori. Reaper Mark deals 100% increased damage after afflicting the enemy for more than 4 seconds. Guess what I've got? I've got a way to make it more than 4 seconds on my base kit. So why wouldn't I do that?
Choose a talent.
That would be Black Harvest, 150 seconds. Permanently increase the duration of Reaper's Mark by 2 seconds. 4 seconds here.
Choose a
Black
talent.
Harvest.
Choose
Do that
a talent.
mortality.
Choose a
Death's
talent.
rights. It doesn't matter. All
Choose a talent.
situational. 100% increased damage after more than 4 seconds. Is this a visual? There's 175. Let's go ahead and complete our quest. 170, 171, 171, 171. Oh! Enhanced! Wow. Did you see that damage? Gosh, and with my quest done, there's nothing they can do about it. Unless a level 20 Lunara shows up. For some reason. With a talent nobody takes. That's pretty darn good. Oh, well, Diablo's already pretty low. So, you know, we'll put one auto attack into him. And that'll be the death of Diablo. Let's wait for a fresh Diablo to see it on his full base health. A short story that inspired the movie Memento. Huh. Cool. Memento Mori. Short story movies are often pretty good, like Minority Report. Alright, one auto attack into Diablo. Here you go, bud. Alright, I'm off to do things. I'm off to go win the game elsewhere. You enjoy. Oh my god. Okay, he's standing in tower range. This is not a good representation. But even so. Wow. That is a lot of damage off of a single auto attack. Stacking those two seems really powerful. Massacre's pretty neat. Actually, all these are pretty darn neat. Damage over time, afflicting an enemy for more than 4 seconds. Right, so if I... Oh, we'd have to reset our talents. Let's reset our talents. Let's pick things that aren't that thing that we just picked.
Choose a talent.
Alright, so... Let's just make sure that this has nothing to do with that duration over there. Cool, I have not reached an enhanced state by having it on more than one person. Even without my level 4 Black Harvest, if I'm attacking the same target, I can reach that level as well. And now it would continue for 4 seconds outside that. My goodness me. And that works on bosses and everything else too? Well, no, I'm gonna be attacking the same target here, actually, so I don't need Black Harvest to possibly kill a boss. If it only hits one hero, that's not gonna help me out. Let's see, Soul Rip healing, only heroes, that's not gonna help me out. What could I do to help me solo a boss? None of those will help. Die alone, Reaper just only hits one hero. Nope, okay. I guess I'd go Shade for some reason, because I don't need anything else. Slow hero. Touch of Death, doesn't matter, okay. None of those would have any effect. This doesn't apply damage, just a mark. This only works on heroes. Healing heroes per enemy hero afflicted by. So I get physical armor to help me out with the boss, but I have to afflict it on heroes, so that's not going to happen. Shroud of Wisdom I could use to maybe reduce the damage if I get stuck in a root. That's not very helpful. And then this would be the 100% more damage. Increased damage after afflicting enemy 4. Okay, so let's give it a shot. You can get a little bit of healing out of that, actually. Well, the damage looks good, but no, you're not going to solo anything, even with cooldowns reset. That's not going to happen. We may need a level 20 talent. Let's see. Let's go up to 20. Let's see what's there. I've certainly discovered my favorite build so far, which would be this business right here. So far, as I know it, without taking into account any sort of mana issues that will likely to exist on the guy. Reaper of Souls. Yeah, everybody clap. They said the name. While Tormented Souls is active, hero takedowns extend the duration by 4 seconds. Okay. Ooh. That could be pretty darn good with my memento. Final Curtain. Death Shroud leaves a trail. Death Shroud leaves a trail in its wake for 4 seconds, applying Reaper's Mark to enemies in the area. Oh, wow. Oh, that does go on, doesn't it? Let's test. Let's see. Hey, Diablo, what do you think of that? I missed you. What do you think of this? And does it continue to reapply? Why, it does, because my Black Harvest is not done yet. So, as long as they're inside that zone, it's going to reapply on them. And I do not have this talent. Yeah, there it goes, enhanced. Wow. Well, certainly a powerful lane clear talent. Kind of like what Medivh has, in a sense. Just an insane level 20 ability to get rid of lanes. Angel of Death. Last Right heals. Last Right heals for 100% of the damage dealt. And its current and future cooldown reduction bonuses are doubled. Wait. Doubled. Okay, so I'm sitting here at 0. So let's say I got 5. So, okay, reduce its cooldown by 5 seconds. So let's kill ourselves a Diablo. Gosh, that's just nuts. Oh, I need to... Oh, really?
A killing blow.
Okay. So 1 hero killed, which means I should be down to a 70-second cooldown. So if I have a 70-second cooldown, let's go ahead and make sure that is functional. 70 seconds, perfect. So if I grab up...
Choose a talent.
Oh, that did reset my talents, though.
Choose a talent.
Last right.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Let's kill Diablo one more time, then. Just to be sure.
Well done.
Okay. Killed. Excellent. And I was down to 65. Yeah, so you get double. So that should mean that you don't get below 15 seconds, right? To a minimum 15 seconds. No, so you couldn't take it any further than that. Have to kill 12 heroes, now it's down to 6. Gotcha. Makes sense. And heals for 100% of the damage dealt, which should be pretty hefty. Let's actually see. Let's take a little bit of damage here. And we'll kind of get to know how much damage this is actually doing. Yeah, I am at half health. Getting pretty low. There's Diablo. Oh, wow.
Rather entertaining.
Can you imagine if you actually got that down? I completed all my quests, so now I have a 15-second cooldown on it. Can you imagine healing yourself every 15 seconds for that? Even if you don't get the kill, Last Right heals for 100% of the damage dealt. It has nothing to do with the actual kill on it. That's awesome.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
No one can escape death. Cooldown 180 seconds. Activate while dead to immediately respawn at an altar, but increase Malthael's next respawn time by 25%. I don't think we actually can test this here in try mode, but that is pretty darn powerful. It reminds me a lot of old Resurgence of the Storm. If you were a beta player or even an alpha player, you remember that darn thing. Let's die and see what the interaction is. Here's me taking some damage. Here's me taking some damage with 20 armor. There's my no one can stop death. I spawn instantly. No one can stop death. 25% longer. So my next death would be bad. So let's go ahead and die then. And see if it goes away. Naturally it should. Still on cooldown here. Oh, they ran out. Oh, they ran out of ammo. There we go.
You have been slain.
Ah, there's the little Gul'dan increased death. They're actually using the exact same symbol for it too. And now I have removed that trait. Let's make sure it doesn't stack. Toggle cooldowns. Let's go ahead and refresh forts so they can kill me. That sweet spot.
Rise again and
Alright,
take
so
your
I res
revenge.
instantly. I am now sitting on a 25 longer cooldown. Let's go ahead and toggle cooldowns yet again. It's already set. No one can stop death. Just to see if, for some reason, if I'm already under the effects of it and I die,
Shall be
I get another one and I'm back to 25%. So actually, if you don't die for 3 minutes, you do not have to deal. Well, you can die at 3 minutes and you won't have to deal with your increased 25, but you will maintain the 25%. Cool.
Choose a talent.
Okay. I know what I want. I want situational.
Choose a talent.
I want
Choose a
this
talent.
for the most part.
Choose a talent.
Situational, but
Choose
I
a
want
talent.
that. I want to
Choose
play
a
with last
talent.
rites because it's fun. Inevitable end sounds
Choose
good,
a
particularly if
talent.
it's my only button. And I'm not having to do anything with Fear the Reaper or anything like that. Certainly don't want to do a piano build on an assassin.
Choose a talent.
Bonus damage, giving up that area effect and soul collector, but I really like that idea. And then, my goodness me, doesn't this final curtain just sound amazing? It sounds amazing to me, but it may be a pickup that I would not want to do with Black Harvest or Memento there. As a, well, I guess with the Memento, but I certainly won't need Black Harvest for it in the end. Alright. Any questions from you guys? Any trials we need to investigate? Or shall we move on and get a group together? / join A-Move TV if you'd like to be a part of these. Certainly, yeah. The Pale Horse is going to be a big pickup on those big maps. Yeah, 50% is how fast you'll be moving with that. 30% base speed, 20% on the other side. Exactly. Death timers don't matter if you're alive long enough for it to reset, and then you can click the button again. And it doesn't take it to 50%. It's not cumulative if you are avoiding going through a full-length death or anything like that.